Hello curl friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Jody and it's great to have you join me today. Today we are starting a new series. It's a one and done series where I try different products and see if they can work as a single styler. So I'm excited to be starting this because while I have done this with other products occasionally throughout my YouTube journey and everything like that, I just felt like it would be nice to kind of go through some of my stash and products that I haven't necessarily used as a one and done before, just to see how they would work as a single styler. Does that make sense? A lot of times, like, I've paired things together, but I just never tried them by themselves. So that is what the series is for. And the first one we are going to start off with is Curlsmith. We are trying their curl defining styling souffle. Now, I know I have the old packaging. I've had this travel size for quite some time because I don't use this that much. And I want to specifically start this one off this season because I know that for me, the souffle is one of those products that I do have to use more in like the colder months and everything like that. So she's cold today. We just got some snow last night and we're actually due to get some more snow again later this afternoon. So it's a perfect time. It's now or never. Now, as I said, I do have the older packaging. I looked up their products. Curlsmith has changed the packaging, but they have also changed their formulations on the products. I know they don't really make mention of that, but they have. I've looked up the ingredients and the first 6 ingredients are the same as the new packaging, but after that, things get switched around. Some things are deleted or eliminated entirely, and some things are added. So just keep that in mind. The consistency that they show on the newer formulation looks to be pretty much the same as what I have, but I'm doing the best I can. I really don't need much of this, so I wasn't gonna go out and purchase a whole nother bottle of this. We're just gonna try this one, okay? I'm getting extra wordy here, I feel like, explaining myself, but I'm going to go over the specs of this product and then begin applying it, and we'll just see how this goes. This is the Curlsmith Curl Defining Styling Souffle. The silky custard is infused with moisturizing ingredients like babasu oil and features a unique semi-solid jello texture. It glides effortlessly throughout your curls, delivering balanced definition and buildable hold. As it dries, it forms a strong cast that may feel crunchy to the touch, but don't worry, it's only temporary. Once fully dry, just scrunch out the crunch with a little bit of oil or serum to reveal soft, shiny, and bouncy curls. The souffle enhances shine, controls frizz, and offers long-lasting curl definition without ever compromising on softness or hydration. The directions say to use on soaking wet hair. Take a dime-sized amount per section and rub it between your palms. Smooth down the lengths of your hair using the praying hands method and scrunch gently upwards. You can air dry or use a diffuser, and once fully dry, scrunch again to break the cast. Now, as I said, I have not used this product much. It's been a long time since I've used it. So I do remember though it being very moisturizing. It's just too heavy for my hair in the summertime. I find that it just weighs my finer hair down. Although now I'm getting a little bit more coarse hair, a little bit more medium hair in some areas, as you know, I'm graying a little bit more than I would like. But as that is happening, you know, maybe things will change. And as I said, I haven't tried this in a while, so maybe I will like my results a little bit better. I'll remember it a little bit differently. And I've never used it as a one and done, I'm pretty sure. I can't ever remember using it as a one and done. The first time I used this, and the time that I remember the most, I paired it with the, what was it? The Curlsmith, the Featherlight Protein Cream. Big mistake. That protein cream, which I've used with other products as well, is not Featherlight in my opinion. I do need to try that one again, but it just, I was not impressed with it. I was thinking because of the protein that my hair would really like it. It'd help my curl structure and everything like that, but it just was too heavy of a product for me. But let's go in with this. I'm gonna have a hard time remembering how much I should use. I know it says dime size amount per section, so like 2 dime size amounts since I have 2 sections here. We'll see. I'm gonna see how it feels in my hair. Okay, got that amount on my fingers, which probably is barely a dime sized amount. You can see that gloopy like consistency, that texture. I'm just going to start out with that, emulsify it. It does have a really nice slippery consistency on my hands, and just work it through on both sides. I feel like that's going to be enough, to be truthfully honest. I like to focus, I know a lot of times people say to focus more on your mid shafts and your ends. I like to get it all over because this area of my hair definitely can get, it's a little bit more high porosity. It needs a little bit more product, I feel like, than my mid shafts and even my ends sometimes. on occasion because my ends can get stringy if they get too much product on it, especially with a product that I have known in the past to be kind of producty for my hair. Now I'm going to distribute that with my Tangle Teezer, just kind of brush it through, try to get all over every strand of hair. And then I'm not going to use my bounce curl brush because I just feel like this one might be oh, I found a little tangle here. I just feel like that might be one of those products that kind of leaves my brush feeling kind of yucky, even like it won't rinse out the best. And so I'm going to use my Denman brush. It's been a long time since I used that one as well. So this video is full of things that revisiting things I haven't used in a long time. All right, because I am using this Denman brush, I am going in with very small sections as far as the diameter of them, the width of them, like this part, the width, not this part necessarily, because this brush just does not give me the tension like my bounce curl brush does, and I really miss that. I can tell it's going to make it, or I'm pretty sure it's going to make a difference. It feels like it's making a difference to me. It's still a good brush, and I really liked it back in the day when this was like my only styling brush. But now that I've had that bounce curl brush, it's just hard to go back. All that to say though, this product, now that it's in my hair and everything like that, and I'm brush styling, it's going through very well. I'm not having any issues with the slip of it. And so I'll show you once I finish this section how it looks like once I scrunch things. I've done the back section already off camera, and I'm just working on the side section. We'll see how it scrunches afterwards. This is, from what I remember, a very defining gel, like styler. Like I said, though, I always paired it with something else as far as I can remember. But it is very defining. I feel like it does give a very good cast. My bottle says it is a, what does it say? It says it is a level 5 on hold, but I do think that they have changed that hold level even before they redid the packaging. But now I think it's like an 8 or 9 out of hold. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I should have paid more attention to that when I was looking that up yesterday. I'm going to re-wet this section of my hair. Just these little face framing pieces tend to dry out pretty fast for me. I'm going to do a vertical section on this one. All right, so I have my back, which I've already tried to scrunch when I first did that, and the side pieces here. If I do feel like I need to go in with more gel, more of the souffle, I might scrunch in a little bit more at the end after I've brush styled all throughout, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm trying to break up some of these curl clumps. I don't want to have super large curl clumps. Okay. It's not really curling too much at the top part, but then again, with my hair, it doesn't really do that while it's wet anyway. So let me finish off doing this side and the top, and I'll come back when my hair is fully brushed and we'll decide what we're going to do at that point. All right, I have gone through and brushed out everything I have to do. A final scrunch. I'm definitely keeping my hair wet. Not only do the directions say to style on soaking wet hair, but if you know me at all, you know I love to style on soaking wet hair. I feel like at this point I may be able to go in with just a tiny bit more to scrunch in. But if I do that, I'm going to do it where I am flipped upside down. So that's just how I like to do those final scrunches, the final, if I'm adding any more product at that point. While I was applying this product, something that came to mind was that the scent of it, it does smell fairly strong, and while I enjoy the scent well enough, each line had a different scent back when they were doing this kind of packaging. I don't know what it's like now. Let me know, have you guys tried the newer packaging? Have they kept the same scents with the products that they originally had? Or is it more aligned with the packaging? Like all the blue label has one scent, all the, I don't know what the other colors are, to be truthfully honest. I'm just curious, and is the scent as strong as it has been for Curlsmith? Because I know that was a big complaint for a lot of people. A lot of people like the products just well and love the scent, But some of you guys have said before that while you love the products, you just can't use them because you can't tolerate the scent. So if you've tried the newer formulations, the newer packaging and everything like that, let me know if you've noticed a difference on the fragrance. Okay, before I add any more product here, I do say that just being flipped upside down, I do like the way my curls look like they are clumping. They don't look stringy at this point, so I'm thankful for that. But now, like I said, I'm going to go in with just the tiniest bit more product here. I am just getting like a pea-sized amount on my fingers. And because this does spread out so well, and my hair is very wet, I don't feel like I need to add any more water to help distribute that. I'm just going to scrunch that in. That's really kind of probably going to be very minimal in its effect, but I just feel better about doing that. All right, so now I have my wet plop on. I'm gonna let this sit on for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. Just kind of clean up a few things. I'll diffuse my hair and I'll come back and I'll show you my results. All right, friends, voiceover Jody is here because I must have forgotten to turn my microphone on when I was doing this recording. So let's take a look at these curls. And I forget to show you the underside at this point. I'm not sure if I was very chatty during this portion of the video, and so I'm not sure whether I will leave the clip in where I show the underside. I will. I see it coming up. Okay. Can we appreciate it? Look at this bounce. Look at this definition. Here is the underside of my curls. And to be frank, I feel like this was what looked the best. I think it all looked pretty good. This side in particular, it was my left side, what you're seeing on the right side right now, had a little bit more curl definition than my right side. Yeah, that's right. My left side had more curl definition than my right side. It's just a little bit more straight, a little bit more stretched out there. I think a good portion of that had to do with the fact of my brush styling. I had started out on my right side of my head of hair with the brush, that Denman brush. And like I said, I hadn't used that for a long time, so I wasn't getting the best attention to my curls and that therefore letting them curl up more. I think that was the case. I'm not sure. It's also wintertime and my curls don't spring up quite as much in the wintertime. But all in all, this looks really good. I have decent volume. I have good shine. My moisture is good on my hair. And there is minimal frizz. There's some functional frizz throughout, but it's actually pretty minimal. And I'm really happy to see that. Now, one thing that I did notice was I had said that this has always given me a cast before, but this time when I dried my hair, I had no cast. This was such a soft hairstyle. I think there are a couple of reasons for that. I think one is because of how much water I went in with my hair, or how wet my hair was when I styled it. And then the other thing I think was that I just didn't go in with too much product. And so those two efforts combined gave me such a soft hold. And so what I would do in the future is probably go in with just a little bit more. I would still go in with just as much water as I had, but I think going with just a little bit more product may help, but it also may have weighed my hair down because at this point, my hair is not weighed down whatsoever, and that is very surprising for me. I was definitely expecting to have some like pulled down curls a bit or a little bit of a producty feeling, but none whatsoever. It really turned out really good. I'm very pleased. Now, the full size of this product retails for $28, and the travel size, like I have, retails for $12.50. All right, curl friends, I am back for day 2 using the Curlsmith Curl Defying Styling Souffle, and let's take a look at what my hair is looking like. This time I'm going to remember to show you the underside as we're going through this, and show you the back, and we'll discuss this. So overall, I think my hair has held up pretty well. It has fallen maybe a little bit just because it's so soft. There are a few curls that have maybe become a little bit more misshapen and stretched out a little bit, but nothing dramatic. There is a little bit more halo frizz. I noticed that as I was flipping my part because that's something I do with this undefined part. I like to flip it from side to side. It kind of gives me the volume throughout the day. And so that is one, is falling in a little bit. It doesn't have quite the lift to it that it did, but there is a little bit more frizz there, and that's really to be expected because of the manipulation of it, so I'm not really surprised. But overall, my curls have held up very well. I think a little hairspray and would totally get this to the level that I would like. Like it would give it more structure, it would give it more volume as well. But I'm just letting you know what I would do to it personally. But otherwise, I still have good shine. I still have good definition throughout. And my hair does not feel weighed down. It still feels very moisturized, but not really weighed down or anything like that. Like I said, this is a totally new experience for me because I really don't ever remember using the Curlsmith Styling Soufflé without feeling like my hair was weighed down a bit or a little extra producty. So I feel like I got the just right amount for me, even though I did not get a cast on my hair while diffusing. I probably could have gone in with a little bit more, but then I feel like I would have been borderline, is it going to be too heavy? So that leads me to who I think this product would be best for as a one and done or as a styler in general. Now, if you're new here to my channel, I am more of a fine hair girly. I do have some medium and a little bit more coarse hair coming in as some of the grays are developing them on my head of hair. But in general, I still have mainly fine hair. So I would recommend for those of you with fine hair, you might want to steer clear of this product unless you like experimenting like I do. It's not a safe bet, I feel like. It worked out great for me, but I can't guarantee it would be good for every fine hair person. I feel like the majority of you would struggle with it. It would weigh your hair down and it would just make your hair look more limp, and especially if you have very lower density hair, you would not like that look. So I would personally recommend just steering clear of this product if you have very fine and especially low density hair. Now, if you have more medium or coarse curls, have at it. I think this is a great product, especially in the winter time. If you live in a season that has winter, it will give you the moisture. You might be able to use it as a one and done. Some of you with more dry and damaged hair might need a cream or some other kind of styler to moisturize your hair with. But I would definitely recommend trying it as a one and done, just seeing how it works and then seeing what you need to use to accommodate it if you need more product, if that makes sense. And like I was kind of saying earlier, you can layer this product, you can build it up. So I went in with the first amount of product and brushed it through and everything like that. And I went in with just the tiniest bit more. And so you could do more than what I had done. You could even potentially like scrunch out your hair a little bit of some of that extra moisture, some of the extra water, and go in with more product then that way. That would definitely give you more hold, more cast and everything like that. It would definitely make your product more concentrated. But that I would only recommend that for people with more dry hair, more medium and coarse hair, not for fine hair girlies, like I said. I don't know why I'm saying girlies because guys can wear this too. But most of my people who watch my channel are girls. I can see that in my stats and everything like that. So I guess my lingo is just automatically kind of geared towards you. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this kind of video, I'd love to have you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button down here. It really helps me out. I can't wait to show you more curly hair content every Friday. And I do lifestyle content as well on Mondays. So if you like that, interested in that, please click the subscribe button. Give this video a like. It really helps me out. And until I see you again in the next video, have a wonderful day. Bye.